everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Merlin was sitting in my chair, so I picked her up and I wanted to see if she was going to stay for some of the video, probably at least until I start moving. Anyway, this is Flosstube video number 58. Today is Friday, September 12th, 2025. And I'm back with my weekly update to show you everything that's going on. I'll see if she stays. So, I haven't purchased anything. I need to, after I'm done filming and editing, I need to go shopping for, my daughter needs shampoo. She needs a few other things from the store, and so I'm going to run to the craft store and see if I can get the dyes that I need. I need 4 dyes. I need petal pink, eggplant, a teal, and a blue color. And I already have black. But yeah, so I just need 4 colors, and then I need to start getting the floss for the Blackwork piece that I want to start next month. And then I really should be able to do, if I'm able to get the dyes, I should be able to film a come dye with me video next week. And I might end up combining it with like my weekly update so that while, like, I might start the dye video, then after I've done all the things, show you my weekly update, because that should take 25 to 30 minutes, which is about how much time it takes for the dye to set. So maybe it would just be an extra long video next week. But that's if I can get the dyes. I might have to, I'm going to start at Michael's, and then if they don't have it, I'm going to run to Hobby Lobby and see what they have. And then, if not, I'll try Amazon, but I don't know. I feel like the last time I looked at buying dyes on Amazon, I think it came, like I had to buy it as like a 2-pack, and I don't need 2 of the same color. But anyway, I digress. I have not purchased anything, so let me just jump right into everything. Project number 1 is favorite designer, and it's not here. Okay. Where did I lose it? Is it inside? Okay, somewhere I lost the cover picture, so I'm gonna have to go online and see if I can find it. So anyway, it is Bella Filipina's Daughters of Estuary. I am doing this on Volcano stitching, Poseidon, and this is 18 count opalescent Aida. I don't know if I've talked about it in a while, but I love how shimmery and shiny this is. So anyway, here is my progress. I've just been working on bringing down the tail to the halfway point. And then I'll probably jump back over to the red, pink, purple, coral colored mermaid to finish her tail out. So This past week, I got to work on it a total of 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 0 seconds. And it's brought my total time to 104 hours, 31 minutes, and 53 seconds. And then project 2 is the Dutch Beauty Sampler. And I am on page 3 in this section. So here is where I am this week. I finished out this. I finished out this motif. I got half of this motif done because this is like right at the page break. So I've got half of this done, and I've come down here and I've started into this motif. Okay, and then this one, I got to work on it 3 hours, 34 minutes, and 5 seconds this past week, and it's brought my total time to 49 hours, 34 minutes, and 54 seconds. Now, this one I scanned and manually brought into Pattern Keeper, so I don't have a total stitch count, but I can tell you this past week I did 794 stitches, and it's brought my total stitch count to 9,217 stitches. So I can give you a little bit of stats, but I can't give you the overall stitch count on it, just because of how it was brought into Pattern Keeper. Okay. Project 3 is Tilton Crafts, Winter in the Shire. And this one was a project I decided to do a little bit differently this year, because normally I'm a middle out stitcher. And this one I decided that I wanted to do by color completion. And I am enjoying the color completion. But what I'm not enjoying is the white thread on the white fabric that I'm doing. I forgot to tell you the fabric for that last one. The Dutch Beauty Sampler is on 14 count Aida that I hand dyed myself in a Come Dye With Me video. So if you want to check that out, there's a link to it in the description. All right, so back to the Winter in the Shire. This is on 25 count Easy Grid fabric that I got from 123 Stitch. And so I can see it a little bit in the camera, but I've been working down in this section and down in here. And like this top half, this is all done with the color. I did it by most stitches, thinking that it was either going to be like a gray color or a brown color, and then it turned out to be white on white. And it's so hard to see it. Even as I'm stitching, I have to stitch with my face very close to the fabric because the stitches, it's 25 count, so the stitches are tiny and hard to see. And I am doing this 1/1. So, it's a pain. And my goal this month was to stitch 350 stitches every single day in order to finish it. And I have not hit my goal. I'm not going to hit my goal. I'm so far behind. There's no feasible way for me to catch up. unless like I had a sick day and it was all that I worked on for my sick days because I think I'm like 1,200 and some stitches off. So I actually do have the statistics. I mathed it all out this morning. So last week, um, when I filmed, I had stitched Monday, Tuesday. I did not stitch Wednesday and Thursday. And then I ended up not stitching Friday. And then I did get to stitch on Saturday and Sunday. And so for last week, those 2 days, I got 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 50 seconds. And it brought my total time to 43 hours, 58 minutes, and 39 seconds. And it took me to 8.6%. And when I filmed, I needed to do 458 stitches to catch up. And then I didn't end up stitching on Friday. And then when I stitched on Saturday, I got 408 stitches, but then on Sunday, I only got 205. So, like, I got 613 stitches in within those 2 days, but I was then 895 stitches short. And then I worked on this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so far, I have put in 1,044 stitches. And I put in 3 hours, 21 minutes, and 48 seconds. And now my total time is at 47 hours, 20 minutes, and 28 seconds. I am at 11,584 out of 122,500 stitches, and I'm at 9.46%. Now, when I did get stitched this week, and I only got I got 1,044 stitches in. I did the math on like how many stitches I was missing and whatever. So my total stitches that I'm behind on since the month started is 1,251. So like I'm not going to get it caught up. So already I'm behind on my goal. So now I'm just plugging along and doing what I can. The part of the problem that I'm not getting all the stitches in is they're not all concentrated in one big area like it was at the top of the piece and in that really big roof there at the beginning. And so the stitches have been very scattered, and there's been a lot of counting and recounting to make sure that I'm in the right place and hoping that I'm counting correctly on the grid. And just so it's been hard to hit that 350 stitch goal, which it was a goal and clearly I'm not meeting, but I am doing my best. So I will not get this color done before its next rotation. So I will be continuing with 3865 next time, but I'm still hoping to get as much kicked out as I possibly can. So I'm just plugging along. Okay, and then project number 4 is Candamar Designs. The artist is Christian Reese Lassen, and this is called Silent Journey Picture. So I hit a milestone on this one. I did. I hit a milestone. I finished this first quarter. It is done. There's like one stitch that I did not do that's up in here. And I'm waiting for that color to be called over here. And then I'll get that stitch over here and then finish. But yep, I finished out this comet. I finished out this. I finished the whale. I finished the couple of ninja stitches of this white that were down here. I filled in the color that was down here. It was like a mauve color with the filament, I believe. Yeah. And then started over in here. So yeah, I am officially 25% complete with this one. So yay me, yay me. It was a lot of, so yeah. Gonna keep plugging along on this one. And for this one, this is 14 count blue Aida that came in the kit. I'm using the kit fabric, the kit floss, although the filament is very tangly or gets tangled very easily. I might end up giving up on this filament and purchasing like a whole new one from the store and just using that because the filament is just very tangled. So anyway, the stats for this one, I got to work on it 3 hours, 31 minutes, and 41 seconds, and it's brought my total project time to 34 hours, 21 minutes, and 40 seconds. So I had a great stitchy week this week. I did. I've hit a lot of, I've had a great stitchy week. So now, with that great stitchy week, I have not had a great temperature project week. And that's fine because the temperature projects are not my main projects. But what I did work on was 2 of the temperature projects over the weekend. And because they've been by my bed, that's just what I was working on. So while I was watching television with my husband, I was working on the Diamond Afghans monk's cloth. And the one that I'm working on is this one right here called Precious Gem. And don't remember the last time, but this is as far as I decided to go with it. So this first quarter is done. And I've been working on the second quarter. And so I finished out the diamonds and worked on all of this. So yeah, I'm almost done with the bottom half of the piece. Let me stand back a little further. So yeah, the top half is blank. And then the bottom half, there we go. Bottom half is almost complete. So I would say another television session and that bottom half will be complete, and I'll probably have flipped it over and started the other half. And the way that these are made is they're symmetrical. So I'm just turning it upside down and then having the blank half and then doing exactly how I did it this way. So that's where I am on this one. And then the other thing that I worked on was the hooded scarf. Again, I'm working on this one right here, and it's called Warm and Woodsy. And I am using, this is not the one attached to my yarn, but I'm using Karen Cakes, and this is called Fairy Cake, F-A-E-R-I-E, Fairy Cake. And this is like how far I've gotten into the pattern. Like I said, when I made the other one, I like the length of it, especially because the way that it's made is, this is part of it. So I like the length of it. I like where it's going to land on me. I'm just going to make this wider. I think I might use the whole cake just on the scarf, maybe. Like, I don't like them when they're like, I'm thinking, what is this? 6 to 7 inches wide is I think what I wanted. Almost the length of my crochet hook. A little bit, maybe a little bit longer than my crochet hook, but that's how wide I'm thinking that I want it. And then I'll do the hood part, because that's how it's made. Then I'll do the hood part and make that longer than what I made it last time. Maybe I'll do twice what it called for, since it fits my youngest perfectly, and on me it was just a little short. Like, I want it to overhang my forehead some. I don't like it, like, I didn't like it where I could see like my hair. Like, I want it to cover me a little bit better. But I'm thinking probably it's going to probably take close to this whole cake, which is why I have a second one. And I think the way that the color block will end is on this light teal color. And this one starts with this light teal color. Like, when I was picking these, I was very mindful of what this one would end with and what this one would start with. So for the hood part, it would start in the same color that it ends with, so it'll blend better, I think. I'm not in love with the way the colors switch. I really liked on the big twist one how the colors gradiated together. Is that even a word? Gradiated? Gradient is a word, but that's not how I'm using it. Anyway, I'm over here making up new words. I don't like how this one switches colors from one into another. It's too abrupt. It's not subtle enough. So I do like this one. And this one is actually a much softer yarn than what this one is. So that's something too. But it's what my Michaels had in a gradient option. The other one that I purchased is for a different scarf, and it's like, I mean, it's a gradient thing, but the one that I'm doing, it's not a gradient one, so I don't really care how the gradient goes, and I only bought one cake because I'm gonna do it how it's charted in the thing to see if I need to adjust it later, and then I can get more yarn later. But yeah, so it's not that I'm complaining about them. I just wish that my Michaels had the big twist yarn now, and they don't. I might have to order it from Michaels' website in order to get it and have it shipped to me, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But it is large stripes. It just, the length on them is really, really long. So I complete almost a full 3 rows before it switches colors. And I feel like the big twist, there was more of a color variance that it blended better. But this just looks like a striped, like I switched colors. It just looks like I switched colors and I'm using 3 different colors in it. So it's interesting. It's interesting. But I can't wait to finish it, and I'll probably be working on these 2 projects again next this weekend, tonight, tomorrow, Sunday. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So 25-minute video. I will edit it now and then get it up as soon as possible so that I can go to the craft, well, not so that I can go to the craft store, but I want to get this done before I go to the craft store and go shopping for my daughter. So I will see everyone next week.